Hey guys, it's Silvana. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on bad habits to kick, or habits that I've noticed that just won't let you just live your best life, I came up with a list of seven different things, obviously some being more important than others. Nonetheless, I think they're all important. So hopefully you guys find this useful. Don't forget to subscribe and continue watching. The first one I want to talk about is waking up late. Yes, there is a huge difference with sleeping in, and I understand sleeping in is honestly really good sometimes when you're just tired, when you've been waking up early every day. I'm not going to tell you to not sleep in because, no. But I'm saying when it's a constant habit of waking up really late to the point where you're running late all the time, tapping to school, to work, wherever it is you're going, if you're running late, it's going to constantly it's gonna start off the day really badly in the sense you're gonna be running late, you might forget things, you're probably gonna be like in a bad mood trying to, get your life together. Whereas if you got up a little earlier, you had time to do just about anything. You can even, make some breakfast, make some coffee, you'd have time. So I would really recommend not even waking up, I'm not those people, it's like, oh, I wake up at 5:45 and I go on a jog. I can't do that, the heck, that's not in my DNA. But I do think it's nice to wake up and have time to get ready, calmly blast your music, or don't blast your music, but play your music. I think it's very nice to be getting ready in a calm atmosphere with your music playing, drinking some coffee, whatever it is you like to do in the morning. So yeah, this is one that I really stand by, to be honest. The next one, I guess, kind of relates to the first one, but it's specifically you want to kick the habit of being late or impunctual. This is one of my very big pet peeves. I can't stand when people are constantly late, or it's just not a good habit to have when you're running late. You shouldn't have to be making people wait for you. As I said before, it kind of just puts a damper on your day. So I know this kind of is hard to break, especially if you're used to maybe running late. But it's just honestly time planning or time managing and realizing when it is you should maybe leave the house, kind of just have a schedule. I work very by schedule, so, I always give myself more than enough time to go to class. And to this day, I've never been late to a class in college. So this next one is a given, but of course it's a lot easier said than done, and it's procrastination. Procrastination is honestly really easy to do, especially people who are constantly procrastinating, but they always manage to get their stuff done, obviously they're going to continue procrastinating if they're able to make it work. But at the same time, I personally don't work that well under pressure. So when I procrastinate, it's always a very stressful time for me and I don't enjoy it. I tend to not procrastinate, honestly. I don't think it's something that I tend to do a lot. But mainly that's because I'm very, like I said before, I like to plan stuff out. So I always write things to do ahead of time, due dates, stuff like that. So that's always, written physically in my planner. But procrastination is probably a really hard one to kick. But you can start by doing little things like planning more in a Google Calendar or something. That way you're constantly seeing what it is that you have to get done, and that will lead you to not procrastinate as frequently, even though, as I said before, procrastination is not an easy one to get rid of. This next one is being messy. You don't want to be messy, period. The first thing I do, or I think I've always done it, but I think I kind of got it from my grandma because she always did it, is make my bed. Because if I come into my room later in the day and I see that the bed is unmade, it kind of makes me feel upset. I don't know what other way to put this other than it makes me feel upset. I like to see my room very organized. I think it's it helps me thrive. This sounds really cheesy and stuff. But when I see that everything's, out of place or unorganized, I get very anxious and uneasy and I don't like it. So naturally, I would say I'm a very cleanly and orderly person, but I was not always this way. I think as a child, I was, growing up, definitely probably not the cleanly, not necessarily not cleanly, but just unorganized, because there's a difference between not being cleanly and gross and leaving plates out and stuff. But then there's another difference of just being unorganized and messy. Am I explaining myself correctly? I feel like I'm not. But I mean, one is just clutter, but you kind of know what your clutter is. One is just grossness. So don't be either. I don't know why I'm going into depth with this. Just be clean and and life will just be so much better, I promise. This next one I would not recommend for anyone to do, and it is to sleep with your makeup on. This is probably like the best way to get acne and premature wrinkles and everything bad that you don't want. In the few occasions that I have been too tired and I fell asleep with makeup on, my skin would hate me the next day, and either I would break out or my skin would just not look at its prime, you know? Yeah, my skin is pretty sensitive, so that's like a different story, but still, that's a very bad habit to have, and I know a lot of people who do it constantly. Don't do that. It's not good for you. There's so many articles. I can link articles if you guys want, because I mean, as much as I want this video to be 12 hours long, I don't. Just don't sleep with makeup on. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you know, if you're hearing this, don't sleep with makeup on. You're welcome. This next one is a habit that I am currently trying to kick, but I'm kind of failing because I have coffee on my desk. But anyway, let's not talk about that. But it's stop relying so much on caffeine. Personally, what I've been doing, which is bad, I've been drinking a lot of energy drinks. And yesterday, I'm not gonna get into depth with it, but I started feeling so bad to the point where I was just like, you know what? No more energy drinks. Hopefully, I don't have any. I mean, I don't think I crave them enough to be like, oh my God, I'm gonna go get one. Like, it's fine, I can live without them. Coffee, I've noticed it hasn't done much to me, but I did get to a point, because I don't drink it that constantly anymore. Like, I'll drink it maybe a couple times a week. But I used to have to, how many times can I say have to? I used to drink it every single day, if not like multiple times a day, to the point where if I didn't drink it in a day, my headaches would be so bad. And I remember someone told me, oh my gosh, you're so reliant on coffee. And my stubborn self was like, no, I'm not. And so I went a month without drinking coffee. That's a little extreme for me personally, but definitely don't rely so much on caffeine to the point where your head is hurting and you feel like you can't, you know, function properly, because that's not good either when you're so reliant on stimulants. So if you are like this, I don't know, maybe try to minimize it. Then again, it's your life. Do what makes you feel best, you know? And this last one is kicking the worst habit ever, which is being negative. And this is a very difficult one to kick, I'm sure. I would consider myself to be very optimistic, and I'm not very negative, typically. But I know that it's sometimes very easy to get in the negative mindset, like things go wrong in your day and you're constantly like, oh my God, why is everything bad happening to me? Oh my gosh, like just really like almost like victimizing yourself. You don't want to be that person, because nobody likes that person. It's just not a good habit to fall into, to constantly be like negative. The people around you are like gonna feel like crappy also, because you know how you feel does rub off on other people, you like it or not. So if you're constantly being negative, and I know it's kind of hard to, but you're honestly just gonna have to do like self-identification and being like, why am I acting this way? Like sometimes I'll catch myself acting a little like bratty for no reason. I'm like, okay, Silvana, like stop being a little freaking annoying girl, when my channel is PG and I don't want to cuss. But yeah, I'll catch myself just being annoying, and I'm like, not annoying like annoying, but annoying because I'm like being moody or whatever. And I'm like, stop, like there's no reason for you to do that. First of all, it's just gonna make your day feel constantly like crappier. If you've ever noticed you're like in a bad mood, things just tend to be going bad like right after another. And that's why you keep on getting in the mentality like, oh my God, why is everything happening to me? But you don't want to rub this, hold on, my throat. I'm such a hypocrite. But you don't want to get in this mentality where you're constantly being negative, just because people don't like to be around that. Like there's no other way to say it, and your day is just going to be crappier. Your life's going to be crappier. So try to be more mindful of the fact of how you are reacting when crappy things happen to you, you know? So that was the list I came up with. If you guys have any more, please feel free to comment them down below, because I really want to hear them. Maybe I can incorporate some into my life. My throat feels really dry. I don't know if I'm getting sick. My allergies have been acting up all day. Oh my God. Okay, let's do this outro. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends. I would really, really appreciate that. Leave below any video requests you guys have, just because I kind of want to make I really want to make content that you guys want to see. I don't want to like force like mediocre content upon you, you know? So I'm really thinking about you here. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.